Within Integrate project, so Bureau Veritas has been involved in the preparation of a certification guideline. This certification guideline has been submitted to EU Commission and is being reviewed. And I propose we discuss about this guideline in the next slides, and we present the methodology Bureau Veritas has adopted to certified components made with additive manufacturing. So at first, we can wonder what are the benefits of certification. Why it is needed to certify a product made with additive manufacturing process. So the main reason is that most products built with additive manufacturing have difficulties to find voice in the marketplace. So certification gives a kind of guarantee to the manufacturer and also to the final user regarding safety and conformity aspects. Certification is really important for manufacturer because it increases credibility and recognition against competitors. It increases also the level of confidence for the clients and for the final users. And it consolidates the manufacturing process by a systematic approach. So certification can be based also on assessing the quality assurance system of the manufacturer. So you probably have in mind the letters CE, so referring to CE marking for product put on the European market. So the meaning is that products with a CE marking are said to be compliant with European regulation and fulfills some health and safety requirements, which enable them to be used in Europe. So certification of products made with additive manufacturing will also enable product to get a CE marking, because at the moment European directive covers only traditional industrial manufacturing process and not additive manufacturing process. So certification can be based on assessing either a process, some personnel, or a product. It implies a certification body, which is a third part independent from the designer and the producer. And there are also some specific requirements which can be laid down in standards or in legislation. Additive manufacturing can involve various materials, procedures, and product families. So the certification body will be chosen in relation with the final use of the product. For example, in Europe, according to European directives, there are some notified body for specific directive which have a specific final use. For example, we have a directive for pressure equipment, and some third-part bodies are notified and are called notified body for pressure equipment. So depending on the final use of the component made with additive manufacturing, the producer will have to choose the most appropriate third-part bodies. So at the moment, additive manufacturing is an activity which is still under development, and most of the required standards for certification are in progress or are not available. So the certification process shall address this specific context. So Laurent, if you can go further.
With my microphone, it's better. The certification procedure proposed in the Integrate guideline has been selected after several discussions with AM manufacturers and particularly with Integrate partners. Our objective was to propose an approach taking into account various difficulties. First, we need a procedure applicable to a large range of users and products. Second, a procedure able to be used in a lightly regulated and standardized context. And third, a procedure not too intrusive in order to protect know-how and industrial secrets. So we propose, in fact, an adaptive procedure to each situation, and built a process based on a proven certification procedure. For reach that goal, Bureau Veritas had assessed different solutions. We had weighed the advantages and disadvantages of each certification possibilities. Your experience on certification activity has been also taken into consideration. And then we have selected in the guideline what we consider as a proven certification procedures. Two certification procedures, in fact, has been considered. The first one is the technical qualification, a process currently used in aeronautic or nuclear industry. Technical qualification is particularly suitable for small batch of equipments or small series of equipments. It also appropriate in case of a high level of technicality of component. And last but not least, technical qualification is appropriate when technical specifications are not in direct link with a standard or a construction code. It's more open. The second one has been chosen because of the technology involved is quite similar to additive manufacturing, is it to say welding, and a qualification of a welding procedure. Next slide. The certification of a product is always an additional cost for the manufacturer, and is important to have it in mind. Manufacturers usually decide to get or not a certificate for their product in two cases. The first one is to prove to the end users, to customers, that the product is reliable and compliant with security or quality standards. An independent third-party inspection body ensure this assessment and issues the appropriate certificate or marking. The second one is to bring to light the product and underscore some characteristic or qualities. This characteristic can concern environmental compliance, reliability, design, and so on. Sometimes obtain a label issued by a recognized third party is sufficient to create a customer confidence. In the guideline, we only consider quality and security consideration. What could be recommended is to adopt for certification, nevertheless, a kind of a graduated approach. The certification process and cost should be proportional to the level of safety, to the level of risk. That's why we talk about a graduated approach. This approach is first based on a risk analysis. A lot of methodologies exist and can be followed to make this risk analysis, but the main principle is to identify the source of danger and degradation modes, and then to evaluate the consequence on people and environment of each potential damage. Next slide. So in this version of the guideline, we propose 4 levels of certification procedure. The certification procedure is based approximately on 2 main input data. The first one is the level of risk, so low or high, and the production mode, unit or serial production. Indeed, the higher the risk is, the more stringent is the certification procedure. In the same way, the assessment of a unique component is quite more difficult than the assessment of serial products. The reason is that in serial production, you could consider to perform destructive tests on one item. Obviously, it's not possible for a unit production, so the evidence of conformity is not so easy to obtain. Next slide. So this approach consider four procedures with graduated requirements. The table in the slide shows that what this graduated approach could be with these four possible procedures. On the first column, you have a list of possible tests or inspection that could be performed on the equipment. And taking into account the production mode and the risk level, you have this in the other column, the four procedures, sorry, A, B, C, or D. And this procedure proposed to select or not some of these inspection tasks. Have in mind that the guideline proposes a global approach. This approach shall be adapted, obviously, to each application or manufacturer. So now Isabelle is going to present you the procedure in more detail.
So regarding the guideline which has been issued within the Integrate project, so there is a general part regarding the global certification process with the remind about certification and conformity assessment. And then in chapter 4, we have detailed the methodology for certification with the different steps of assessment. At the very beginning, so there will be an audit within the manufacturer premises to make sure that he is able to produce some components, that he has sufficient tools and that he can perform some testing of the component or subcontract some testing. And then once this step is approved, we can go further with the different parts of the additive manufacturing process and the assessment of each part, from the design, the machine assessment, the technical documentation, the material, and the operators. So those are the first items to be assessed before going further with the qualification of the first type, the first product of the series, and before also the different manufacturing operation that will be also assessed. So at the end, the final inspection report will be issued with a specific certificate. So in this guideline, there is a specific annex which details the technical qualification and the approach that should be followed by the manufacturer in order to identify the main parameters that have an influence on the quality of the final product. So the certification procedure covers every step of manufacturing a life cycle. So from the design of the product through the production and testing, and it also has it also requires the assessment of the material at the very initial stage. So the complete process of additive manufacturing can be understood from the design, manufacturing, and inspection, and third parties, so certification body, may intervene at each step of the process, or only to the final step or during the manufacturing part. In fact, the guideline proposes a graduated approach to adjust inspection effort to risk management issue. So for a product with a high risk, so a product which requires a high safety level, the certification body will assess each step from design to production and testing. So it means he will perform some audit, some documentation review. He may witness some testing, for example, at the different step. But for a product with a lower risk, for example, for a product dedicated to very common use, where the risk towards safety is lower, maybe the certification body will be involved only during manufacturing and testing, or only during very final stage during final inspection. So the procedure details this graduated approach and propose to adjust the inspection efforts to the risk management issues. The conformity assessment procedure also can be determined according to the volume of production. For example, if you have only one product to be manufactured, or if we have one series of products, the assessment may be different. For a series of products, we may imagine that the certification body will perform some audits, and in this case, the manufacturer has put in place a specific quality system. So those are the different steps covered by the certification scheme. So as I told you, it starts with the design, the 3D modeling, the printing machine, the manufacturing process, and at the end, the testing. So manufacturing also may include some heat treatment, some post-treatment from a general point of view, which are needed to get the quality of the product. So this is an example, an extract, in fact, of the guideline with the proposal of certification methodology, which is adapted depending on the risk of the equipment. So whether there is a high risk regarding safety or a low risk regarding safety, and depending on also on the volume of production. So either it is a unit product or it is produced in series. So depending on those factors, the certification bodies will either assess and all parts, so it will be involved at each steps of the process, or maybe it will be involved only at the very beginning to understand the product, and during some specific steps, design review, for example, process parameters, and so on, but it will not perform a systematic inspection.
So a certification procedure calls upon two main actors, a manufacturer and a certification or inspection body. To ensure an appropriate certification process, it's necessary to lay down requirements for manufacturer and for inspection body. As an example, what could be set for a manufacturer are, for example, the manufacturer quality system, which covers design, manufacturing, and testing. The manufacturer or all manufacturing processes are qualified and recorded. The manufacturer has adequate AM machine and testing devices to ensure homogeneous production. The manufacturer has skilled operators who are allowed and qualified to use the AM machine, and the manufacturer has defined some requirements which apply to the subcontractors. Concerning the certification body, the certification body shall not be involved in any design and manufacturing activities in order to maintain the kind of independence. He is recognized accredited for certification of industrial products, and he had skilled inspectors or auditors able to perform assessments of AM design and manufacturing process. So the guideline provides some provision about what could be these requirements. In the next slide, so we explain how to assess a manufacturer. So to assess the manufacturer quality system and capability, an audit is probably the best way, the best solution. The guideline proposes an audit template. This template intends to be as complete as possible, but it's necessary to adapt it for each situation. So I remind that auditors' experience and competence is key, and usually the auditor is qualified. The auditor shall have sufficient knowledge in additive manufacturing, of course, and the audit and certification of quality management system completes the qualification process. It demonstrates the capacity of the manufacturers to maintain a certain level of quality during a specific period of time. Next slide. Maybe the more important step in the qualification process, in the qualification of an equipment, is the identification of and the setting of main parameters or essential parameters. For example, during a welding process, to ensure an acceptable level of quality, the welder shall follow his procedure. And for AM manufacturing, it is the same thing. For example, the wire material and its chemical composition, the position of the machine, the minimum and maximum allowable temperature are set in a procedure. And if operator does not comply with the requirements, the defect occurs in the equipment, in the component. It is the essential parameter principles. The manufacturer shall identify, obviously, all the parameters important for quality, for the quality of his equipment, and write it down in the procedure. For each parameter, the manufacturer shall define maximum and minimal allowable values and the target values. For example, for the additive manufacturing, essential parameter could be the power of the source, temperature of the working chamber, the speed of the beam, the diameter of the beam, the layer thickness, edge distance, it is to say the skin spacing between two consecutive layers.
So to conclude with this part about certification, we have in fact presented this proposed guideline to the 5 pilot lines that were involved in the integrated project. So Corda, MX3D, Arcelor, Luartec, and GKN Aerospace. So these 5 pilot lines have different prototype into manufacturing process with 2 main additive manufacturing process, so WAM and laser, using different materials. So we ask them to use this certification guideline and to let us know whether they think this certification guideline could be adapted to their products. So they were asked in particular to identify the parameters which have an influence on the quality of the finished product, and also to give us the main defects they have identified. So the results were quite homogeneous, even if there are some slight differences due to the additive manufacturing process which was used. 3 main topics, in fact, have to be considered regarding the certification of additive manufacturing product. It's important to have this in mind. So the first is to know which kind of expected defect we can have on the product. which kind of risk have to be considered at each step of the process. So going from design through manufacturing, post-heat treatment, and so on. And at the end, which are the parameters and inputs to be defined in advance as mitigation measures in order to reduce or eliminate the risk that have been identified. So that's all from my side. So this guideline is not yet public, but I think it will be soon approved by the European Commission. So Bureau Veritas has already started some activities regarding certification in the additive manufacturing field. So certification of product, of personnel, and of process. So we are able to help you if needed. So thank you all for your participation.